Alright, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to cancel your stun by doing something, I don't know what I'm going to call this. I guess I'll call this false blocking. But you can actually cancel your stun by letting go of block at a certain frame. So I'm going to get into that, but before I do, I might as well give a really quick overview on this game. This is Kingdom Monsters 2 for the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive. One-on-one fighter featuring monsters and whatnot, and by doing a cheat code at the Sega logo, you'll be able to see the stun values during battle, which are the numbers right under the health bars. Now the number on the left represents the current stun, so if I hit Super Gion over here, it will increase. And the number on the right represents the maximum amount of stun the monster can take before they become stunned, so if I get this up to or over 44, Gion will become stunned. Alright, and the scary part about stun in this game is if you get hit while you're stunned, the attack will do way more damage than usual. So for example, if I hit Gion with kick right here, it did a lot of damage compared to if I hit him while he's not stunned, it doesn't do nearly as much. So stun is pretty scary in this game, but there's actually a pretty interesting but kind of difficult / risky way to cancel your stun, and it's more beneficial than just like preventing the stun from happening. So we're going to get into that right now. You can see here that Huge Frogger is about to hit Super Gion with a dash attack. And the dash attack, when it hits, it will stun Super Gion because he was already close to being stunned. It says 36 out of 44, so when it hits, he becomes stunned. Now, if I go frame by frame, if I just hold back at the start, Super Gion will block it, and if I don't hold back at all, he gets hit, right? However, let's go frame by frame. So, I'm going to try holding back after 4 frames. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I'm going to hold back with Super Gion, which is the character on the right. And that wasn't soon enough to block it because blocking in this game has some kind of startup. It's not frame 1. You can't block instantly. And I know this because there are actually unblockable attacks in this game. For example, if I go frame by frame and block, and you see the frog on the right holding back, getting ready to block. But if Super Gion does a jump attack point blank, it will still hit despite me holding back in order to block the attack. So blocking does have startup in this game, right? Now, 4 frames isn't soon enough. Let's try 3 frames, right? So 1, 2, 3, I'm going to hold back with Gion, and he should block the attack, right? Yep, there we go. So that's the soonest I can block that dash attack from that range. However, something interesting happens if you block, but then let go. So allow me to demonstrate. I'm going to hold back. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Now if I hold back for 1 frame, so I'm going to hold back and go frame advance 1 more time. 4. Now I'm going to let go of back. Super Gion still gets hit. So you have to be holding back for at least 2 frames, right? At least according to BizHog, which is the emulator I'm using. Now let's hold back for 2 frames. So 1, 2, 3. In fact, you know what? Let's hold it for 3 frames, right? I'm going to hold back, so 4, 5, 6. And if I let go, what just happened, right? I know that's crazy, but let's go frame by frame all the way instead of me unpausing it. So 1, 2, 3, hold back. 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to let go of back with Gion and pay close attention to his sprite, his health, and even his stun. You see him go to block. He gets out of block because I released back before the animation hits. And then he goes right back into block. And you can see that he actually took the stun of this attack. And if I go frame by frame, he even took some of the health too. And if I unpause, you actually hear him. You hear Gion roar as if he actually got stunned and knocked down. So by quote unquote false blocking, again, I don't know what else to call this, you can actually reach stun without actually getting stunned. And there's 3 benefits to this. First off, obviously, you're not stunned, so you're free to run to move, or, you know, heck, in a situation like this, let's say you did it, right? Obviously, block stun does last a long time in this game, but you can still backdash out of it. So I'm going to do that 1 more time, and then unpause and mash back. So you still be in a decent position even if like you block the attack, because you can just backdash out and now you're back to neutral. So So that's one good benefit, obviously, that you don't get stunned. The other is that you don't get knocked down. For example, normally Huge Frogger, when he does his dash attack, which is done by running and pressing A or B, even if it doesn't dizzy, it still knocks down. Let's show that again. But by doing this, quote unquote, I mean, I guess this is a glitch. I don't think this was intentional. But by letting go of, by blocking the attack and letting go a few frames after, so 1, 2, 3, and let's do it again. I'm going to hold back for 2 frames this time. Then let go. That move doesn't knock down, even though you technically got hit by it. And if you could, you should have already noticed this, but the last benefit, this is probably the most interesting one, is that Geon stun is maxed out. And the way this game works in terms of stun is that when you reach the max stun value of your monster, or if it goes over, or whatever the case may be, it doesn't go back to 0 for a brief moment, because I assume this was done to prevent like re-dizzy combos and all that. You know, like a balancing measure, if you will. So, not only are you not stunned, but for quite a while, you don't take any stun damage until that number goes back to 0. So it just happened right there. I'll show it again just in case. So let me do this again. In fact, I can even do it. This isn't frame perfect, by the way. It's not that specific. For example, if I just go 1, 2, and then hold back for 2 frames, it should still happen. That was 3, 4, and then I let go. So it's not a frame perfect glitch. This is more than possible to do in a match, and I know because I had a match on Fight Cade where this actually happened recently, so this can happen. And yeah, like, your stun just stays maxed, and you can't take any stun damage until it goes back to 0, like right there. And that's when you can go back to being stunned like that. And again, stun is really scary in this game because, like, look at all that damage I just did, right? So the idea that you can actually cancel your stun is kind of amazing, actually. You can even do it by buffering a dash, which I'm going to try to do right here. So if you buffer a backdash right when you're about to get hit, you can do it that way too. Like right there. That was me buffering a back with attack, right? So what I learned so far about this glitch is that it does seem universal. Like all of the monsters can use this, like, you know, block and then release at like the right frame in order to prevent the stun, or, you know, backdash, just buffer it and hope it works. But the other thing is that 1, it doesn't seem to work against projectiles, and 2, it definitely doesn't work against unblockables. And the reason is because I think I mentioned this in the guide as well. Blocking does have startup frames, which is why there are at least every character has at least 1 unblockable. Like everyone but the frog on the right has an unblockable attack by doing if you do a jump attack point blank, it's just unblockable. You can see me holding back with the frog. And if Super Geon does a jump attack point blank, it's unblockable. Because blocking has startup frames. It's not frame 1. And like if I do it early, he can block it. But if I do it point blank, he doesn't enter block fast enough in order to block the attack. So for the case of projectiles, I guess we could test it right here. So I'm going to draw a projectile out with Frogger. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work because even if I do it at 5 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold back for 2 frames, 6, 7, let go, I just get hit. But if I do it at 6 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold back for 2 frames, then let go, I just block the attack. So I don't think this worked with projectiles. Again, I haven't tested every single move, so I could be completely wrong and it's just like move specific, right? But yeah, this is just a really interesting glitch, and it's just amazing that I came back to this game for a bit to speedrun it, and then I figured, you know what, maybe put a bit more time into it. And yeah, this is actually pretty cool. So in conclusion, you can pretty much do this with strikes in general. Again, I don't know about projectiles or certain special moves or whatnot. I didn't test out every single thing in this game, but it is something you can do. It is risky. It is it's not frame perfect, you know. There's some leniency for it, but it's definitely not something that's easy to do intentionally. It can easily happen by accident, but yeah, you can actually just like reach max stun without being stunned. But yeah, I hope this video was interesting at the very least. I know not many people like play this game or whatever, but I do love this game and I wanted to talk about it again since it has been a while. But yeah, if that said, I'll see you later.